So you're wondering what Dalhousie University is like. My name's Nader Najad, and I make videos for international students, students in Canada, and students coming to Canada. So if you're interested in any of those topics, please hit that subscribe button right now. It helps me keep doing the things I do, which is loving to help international students and people around the world who want to better their lives. You're wondering what Dalhousie University is like. Understandable. It seems like a big school. It's in another country. And I bet you have some ideas or some pictures in your head about what it will be like, how great it's going to be, or maybe how difficult it might be, depending on what you've heard and the environment and upbringing that you've, grown up in. I want to just kind of, paint a really clear picture. If you haven't seen Dalhousie University and you don't really understand the look and feel of it, I do a Dalhousie University tour on this channel. If you head on over to my channel, you scroll down through my playlist, I've organized it for you, and you look under videos for international students or even Halifax videos, you should be able to find it. Otherwise, type in my name and Dalhousie University on YouTube search, and you'll find a lot of good videos. I have sit-down videos, which make up most of them, but I also have videos about roaming around campus and even interviewing students at Dalhousie University and some funny videos in my early YouTube days. So go ahead and check those out. But you're wondering what Dalhousie University is like, what that's going to be like for an international student. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you very different. The winters are going to be cold and it's going to get bleak. At the beginning, it's going to be exciting. You may have a little bit of anxiety because it's a new environment, but if you do like people or you do like meeting new people, and I'm guessing you're adventurous, you will feel a lot of, that jittery, happy excitement when you first get here. That always happens. The weather is generally warmer. It's sunny. You're probably, touring the boardwalk for the first time in Halifax, and you're very excited. But as the year progresses, and I'm talking about October, November, between that October, usually around November, you're like, okay, exams are coming, and depending on how hard your course is or how hard you find it, the anxiety starts to kick in for a lot of people, for a lot of students. And that is generally the time where things start to get tough and you have to, you really have to get used to it. And this is also the time the weather starts to get colder. So you don't have as many sunny days. The days are shorter, the nights are longer, and it's difficult. So to give you a good perspective, you're probably going to get here in August or maybe in the summer. I recommend getting here earlier in the summer, seeing the city, touring it, getting used to it, learning where your favorite spots are so you're used to it before school starts up. Once school starts up in September, you're going to have your first initial events like your frosh weeks and your school celebrations and the music nights, and it's going to be nice. And I think Halifax lacks here, especially for universities. Once you get to October and November, things start to quiet down. Exams come, like I said, and at this time you have to learn how to occupy yourself and be self-sufficient. In Toronto, it's usually a larger atmosphere, and I haven't went to university there, but from what I've heard, even if you go to some university outside of it like Queen's, it's always hustle and bustle. But in Halifax, things start to tone down. People don't even go outside as much anymore. So this is why I stress that you should make friends in September and October. The second you get there, or even in the summer, go to events, go to the library, speak to people, meet as many people as you can. So when November and December hits, you're gonna get used to that schedule. Let's talk about Dalhousie anyway as a whole. Dalhousie is a pretty large university, having over 20,000 students. It's a big university. Not as big as many of the Ivy League schools, but it's big. And if you look at kind of the campus, on University Avenue is the street that has most of all of the buildings that you're going to need. It has the Student Union building, it has the Dalhousie Arts Center, it has the Wallace McCain, Marion McCain building, it has the Killam, which is the library, and coming up, like moving past the street and into the quad of Dalhousie, you have the Henry Hicks building, I believe, which is the main Dalhousie building, and then you have I believe the Dunn building behind it. I'm not too sure, but you have a lot of buildings, just basically a one street. That is where you're going to spend most of your time. If you're a medical student or you're in nursing, you're probably going to have to walk to that far away building. I had a class in it, but I don't remember what it is for the life of me. But for the most part, everything is going to be in the same strip. So when you're doing this for about a year, you're going to say, hey, Halifax is kind of same-ish. Winter is kind of cold. Things are kind of repeating itself. And when you start missing home, or if you don't have a lot of friends, that's when it starts to become emotionally and physically taxing, because sometimes you have early classes, you wake up, you go there, you're probably going to the gym, you might fall asleep late, you know. Make friends early, and then throughout the year, understand you're going to be in one spot for most of the time. So during your free time, I would diversify what you're doing. Dalhousie is a school where like I said, you don't have a big city like Toronto. Like Halifax is okay, but like where are you gonna go? Are you gonna go to Quinpool and like it's like one street? Even Spring Garden, where all the action happens, is one small street. I mean, you have Barrington Street, and you have a couple of places to eat, and you have like clubs and stuff, but they're not running all the time, and lots of people don't drink. So like, what are you gonna do? And that's when you have to realize self-sufficiency is gonna be your biggest thing going to Dalhousie University. Finding what you like, finding your hobbies, getting your friends together, and you know, one really good thing is just learn how to chat with people. A lot of us think like, hey, what am I gonna do? What are we gonna do today? Yo, what are we gonna do? Like, it's not a place for that. You know, Halifax, lots of people, even Nova Scotia tourism, will get pissed at me, but I would say that Halifax isn't the best place to have 5 billion things to do. At least I'm very innovative. I'm somebody who can make fun out of nothing. But when it comes to Halifax, if you're there like 8 months and you want something fun to do every day that's different, it becomes difficult. Like making these videos. Making a new topic every time is, you know, I love it. It's easy for me. But if I were to do this, if I was to make 30 videos a day every single day, eventually I'd hit a point where I'm like, I could make another video, but it's going to be pretty much the same thing. And that's what it's like in Halifax. So you got to get used to that. I mean, it's what you make out of it. It is a nice city. It may be a huge improvement from where you're coming from. You're going to be very lucky to go to university and meet people your age. But if you don't make anything out of it, it's going to become a repetitive, bleak time. That's the most easy way. I think that's why a lot of people drop out. Repetitive, bleak, and you know, the subject isn't all that exhilarating, so they drop out. They waste a lot of money. I stuck with it. When that happened to me, I stuck with it. I made friends. I went through that as well. The reason why I can tell you this is because I've been through that experience. I know what it feels like. So that's what Dalhousie University is like. But that's also a little insight into, you know, what Halifax is like as a whole. It is a nice city. People are very nice. They're laid back. They stop for you when you're crossing the street. But if you're there alone, you don't have family, and you go there without any friends, it's going to take a lot of initiative to get out there and meet people and, you know, build that community. It's all about the people around you in Halifax. It is not the city itself. It's the people within it. And that is where I'm going to leave this video. Thanks for watching.